Welcome to the 2026 Rodeo Drive Concours to Excellence for the Father's Day Car Show. This is Adam taking over for Father's Day. We're in Beverly Hills. We get to see some World Cup action later, but today we're looking at fancy cars. First one up probably is the most expensive one we'll see. This fancy Bugatti right here with its beautiful blue and numbers on it, right next to a Ferrari 296 convertible, both in striking blue. Both cars were out here early today, so we got to kind of get early views of them without anybody kind of walking in our shots. So we got here early this morning to check it out. I liked the styling around the door panels. Those are like doors you can actually open instead of like the goofy ones that every other car has. The wheels look pretty cool with the fancy blue accents that match the car exterior, the blue accents on the calipers. I really like these new Ferraris. These 296s really look cool with kind of some cool retro 80s styling, I think. The Bugatti has kind of its classic, this is what a Bugatti looks like. I feel like they're doing the same thing like BMWs do. It's like, we have to put the radiator in the front, and that's what we do. Get to see a view, a little bit more roses, some old Mercedes there, and then we're coming up to another Ferrari here. We'll get a closer look at it in a second. I just saw a quick view of the Ferrari SF90. We'll see a little bit more right here. Yeah, here's another shot of it. I really like the crimson red that it has, and the yellow accents, the cool stylings. I feel like a lot of modern cars have kind of crazy stylings, but Ferrari tends to keep it more, more faithful to old, like, cool-looking cars. Like, I think of the old Ferraris, and then they just kind of add some cool aero around it instead of being completely aero-focused. I think, we'll see the 12-cylinder Ferrari showing up here in a moment. That's where it was going to be parked, next to these Mercedes from years ago. Here's the Tumbler. You don't want to know anything about this. That's what Morgan Freeman told Christian Bale, the first Batman movie. That's where you'll recognize it from. Notice it doesn't work, I don't think. I think they wheeled this thing in here. It's fake jet engine. And it looks a little cramped. But it could be fun to drive one of these days. Here's an old Rolls Royce that we found. This one was just parked here early. It's got a really nice kind of classic lines. He'd pull up to a guy and ask him if he has any Grey Poupon. And then he'd motor off and while saying yes at the same time. Because that's what fancy people do. Oh, notice that one's a right-hand drive, in case you didn't see. So that one's clearly English. But very unique styling. Fancy grills with emblems and things. Surely makes you think of royalty. The street's mostly empty at the moment, but here comes the Ferrari. Once it decides which road it needs to go down. Here's some other setups they had for various club members and things. Getting in early, making sure people had their champagne available. When you're in Beverly Hills, you have to have champagne always available. Like I said, here's that Ferrari. It's a 12-cylinder, but you notice the shape, that those 12 cylinders are in front, so it's not a mid-engine car, but still very cool style-wise. And here's the classic. This is the GTO, that Ferrari. I think Magnum PI drove this one. He may have driven a 328. I don't remember. I remember is that it had that distinct front wedge nose. And this is a C Zinger. I believe we saw this last year at the same concourse, so I don't think they sold it. It's a very, very unique looking car. I think if it was definitely one of those hypercars. Here's a more extreme Mercedes in the kind of the teal seafoam. This is a drop top Aston Martin. I'm not sure the model, but it looks pretty cool. No windshield though, which is interesting. Interesting choice. Hopefully, I don't know if you have to wear a helmet when you drive it, or you just kind of take the bugs as extra protein. But it looks, the color is really nice. I think the styling is really cool all the way around it. Unfortunately, they always add the side mirrors, which always kind of break up the lines. Otherwise, it looks like a concept artist writing, or concept artist drawing. Here's a poster of the event. You get to see 31st Annual Rodeo Drive Father's Day Car Show. Performance located on Via Rodeo. And you look at right there, DJ Angela, not to be confused with Angela Cars and Coffee. Anyway, again, not the right DJ Angela. I don't know if Angela's ever actually DJ'd, but this isn't the Angela that's DJing. Like I said, this is Adam. This is the husband. This is Father's Day. Here is that other Bugatti that I was talking about. This one's white with the number 9 out front. I don't know. I've seen several different cars with numbers in their front fascia there. This is a Koenigsegg. This was also a pretty rare find. This one was the cool one. If I had to pick one that I thought was pretty cool that I could take the family around in, I'd go with that Rolls Royce right there. That would look pretty sweet. As we were walking around, we also saw these 2 Aston Martins parked outside of the Beverly Wilshire Motel. One in that kind of teal green, it's probably the British racing green. The other one's this white pearl. Both looked pretty neat, just sitting out in front of this hotel. Style-wise, they got those side mirrors that hang out 3 feet from either side. You're gonna just knock people over with those things as you drive by them. They got both kind of the top-mounted air scoop. We got some other Instagram YouTubers out here taking videos, doing the same things. I want to shout at them. You're in my shot. Anyway, I'll probably do that a little bit later today, but it was nice to see some different looking cars out here. I think we've seen a couple of Aston Martins so far, but these are just a nice new set that we hadn't run across before. Anyway, back to some others. Okay, here's that. Here's the Pagani from the front here. This is the Pagani Huayra in beautiful, like, kind of maroon, but subdued maroon color. It looks fun. One giant windshield. I think what's nice about it is it doesn't go crazy with the aero. It just kind of is there to be functional and kind of look nice. It's a nice contrast with the sort of silver wheels. But then we'll go over here. We'll see the startup of the Koenigsegg. Sorry, those wheels look kind of crazy. At least the rear ones. I'm not sure what's going on there. Probably for aero, maybe for something else. But the styling around the rear looks pretty crazy because it's a mid-engine car, so the engine's sitting right over those tires, right over those wheels, and you get all the exhaust right out the back, with all sort of the aero along the sides feeding the engine. And you get kind of a cool looking shark's fin or whatever that is popping out the top of it there. I would think they would use that to help you steer or something, but maybe it's not active aero. But it looks kind of cool. Hey, look, got the reverse light on. It's right there in the middle. Apparently they needed this car just a few inches to the right. Oh, and there pops the door. They do that to fit in the parking spots so you don't go wanging your door into some random car. Again, so here are all three, the Bugatti, the Koenigsegg, and the Pagani. They all look pretty nice. But anyway, that's sort of the wrap-up of the video. Thanks for watching. Glad I could kind of narrate to you some of the other ones. Make sure to check out some others.